is an Excel add-in that gives you the ability to analyze large amounts of data quickly. Using Power Pivot, you can bring together data from multiple data sources, perform complex calculations on that data, and then use tools like pivot charts and pivot tables to build powerful business intelligence reports. In this demonstration, we're going to look at how to get started with Power Pivot by enabling it in Excel and then importing data. Power Pivot is an Excel add-in, so to get started, you need to enable the add-in. I have a blank new workbook open, and to enable Power Pivot, I'm going to click the File tab, and I'll click Options. Now in the Options box, I'm going to click Add-ins. Power Pivot is an inactive add-in. So down at the bottom of the box, in the Manage drop-down list, I'm going to click COM Add-ins. And now I'll click Go. There's Microsoft Power Pivot for Excel in the list. You'll also see Power Map and Power View, two very powerful reporting tools that you might find useful when displaying data that you've set up in Power Pivot. I'm going to check Power Pivot and then I'll check OK. Now, I've enabled the add-in. You can see that it has its own tab on the ribbon. I'm going to click this Power Pivot tab to get started importing data. On the Power Pivot tab, in the Data Model group, I'm going to click Manage. And that starts up Power Pivot. Power Pivot runs in its own window, and I'm just going to maximize this window to work with it a little more easily. Now, in the Power Pivot window, I need to import some data to work with. So on the Home tab in the Power Pivot ribbon, in the Get External Data group, let's take a look at where you can get data from. It can come from a database, like SQL Server or Access. It could come from a data service, like Azure Marketplace. It could come from an existing connection you've set up, perhaps to a SharePoint site. And it can come from another source, like an Excel spreadsheet or a text file. I'm going to click From Other Sources. Now I'll scroll all the way down to the bottom of this list, to the last section, which is text files, and I'll click Excel file. And now I'll click Next. I'm going to click Browse to open the Open dialog box. And in my Documents folder, I have an employee list file that has the data that I want. So I'll select this and then I'll click Open. I'll check Use First Row as column headers, and then I'll click Next. This file just has one sheet in it, and this has got the data that I want to import. One advantage of importing data through Power Pivot instead of Excel is that you can rearrange and filter the data during the import, which can be really useful when working with large amounts of data. In the lower right corner, I'm going to click Preview and Filter. And now I'd like to sort by department. So in the department column, I'm just going to click the Filter drop-down arrow, and I'm going to sort in alphabetical order. There, now it's done the sort. I could also filter down data if I had an awful lot of data that was coming in and I wanted to manage what was coming into Power Pivot. I'm going to click OK. And now in the Table Import Wizard, I'm going to click Finish. And Power Pivot imports the data. 25 rows have come in. And now I'll click Close. And there's the data in Power Pivot. This is still data in Excel, and I want to save this new workbook. So I'm going to click File, and then I'm going to click Save As. And in the Documents folder, I'll just call this Employee Pivot. And then I'll click Save. After I've saved this, Excel comes back to the regular Excel spreadsheet again. On the Power Pivot tab, I'll click Manage, and then I'm back to my Power Pivot data again. You've now seen how to enable Power Pivot and how to import data into Power Pivot in Excel 2016.